On to the main course, main meal. Ooh. So this is the lamb shank, nice and tender, and you can see, look at all those spice. All of that spice just floating around that whole lamb shank. If you look here, nice and tender. This one right here, the very best. You want to try everything? This is the one that you have to go for. 5 out of 5. Alright, today I'm joined with Niaz Khan. Could you just introduce yourself and tell us a little bit more about Paro?
Sure, yeah, my name is Niaz Khan. I own Paro in Covent Garden and then another restaurant called City Spice in Brick Lane. I've been in the industry since I was 14, so I'm quite well versed with Indian food. I'm 25 now, so it's almost over a decade, yeah. But yeah, I love food, I love restaurants, so I'm so glad that you could come down and try some of the food.
I love food, so I mean, this is like perfect deal. But another thing that I wanted to ask.
Yeah.
First of all, tell us a little bit about the history of Paro itself. Like how you got into it. You said at the age of 14.
Yeah. Like, well, Paro started. So Paro Covent Garden, we opened it in late 2023, so it's been just over 18 months. It's more of a tribute to my mother's cuisine, so like cuisine from the West Bengal, which is a region just in India, just with the Calcutta, with the Bay of Bengal. It's celebrating a homage to that. So the curries and the menu is inspired from my family upbringing, as opposed to my other restaurant, City Spice, which is classic BIR style. Classic British Indian style, so things like a madras and stuff, you don't really get that here. But yeah, we've been here since 2023, and I mean, I've been cooking since I was 14, so going through the industry quite a bit. Yeah.
So how did it start? Like, are you the one that like started cooking first, then like slowly, gradually built it up?
To Paro?
Yeah.
So I started cooking in a takeaway when I was 14 down in Kent. It was just like one of those where they had a big staff crisis. I was supposed to go out to help out, and then all of a sudden I was in the kitchen. So I was learning my courage through that, and then I started learning my trade in Brick Lane, which is in Shoreditch. And then I was looking to basically try and open up a restaurant to again truly celebrate West Bengal food in the heart of London. And then this opportunity came up in Covent Garden. Signed the lease, opened the restaurant. It was a very, very hard work, a lot of sleepless nights, and then here we are now 18, 19 months later.
What separates like a West Bengal type of, obviously for people that don't really know, what is the difference?
I think the curries are a bit more silkier, a bit more spicier, but it's also the way we cook them. We cook them the more authentic way. So for example, with Paro, what we do is we'll come in the morning, we'll cook them in massive tubs, just like how they cook back home. So massive baltis or curries. The degs, the pans are like from here to like here, and you just let that cook throughout the day. So all of that flavor, all of that flavor essentially just cooks within the pot itself, as opposed to cooking it over a pan like how like you envision most curries are cooked. Yeah. So that basically allows it not only to be cooked like how it is cooked back at home over a fire, where it's just cooked in big quantities, but also it means that flavor and that authenticity is there as well.
Is that a long process?
Yeah, it takes time. It takes about 4 or 5 hours compared to cooking a pan dish, which would take about 20-30 minutes. Yeah.
But I'm guessing that's why the taste is so like strong.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping you enjoyed it, so I'm guessing the flavor. Yeah.
Actually, quick story. I was just roaming around one time, and I came here. I saw it. I was like, oh, this looks like an interesting restaurant. Look at the reviews. It says you promote yourself as the best Indian restaurant.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, let's see, because I love a bit of Indian. So I came here, see where it is. But when I had that lamb, I honestly, top tier.
Thank you. Yeah. So we've been privileged enough to be on the telly and to win awards at both restaurants. But yeah, Paro, for the age that it's only like 18 months for the accolades it's had, I'm quite happy with them. Yeah, I'm very, very fortunate, very humbled.
Are you thinking of expanding this to?
At the moment, maybe in the future we'll see. But at the moment, I really just want to get my product right. I appreciate the food is really, really good, but I want to make it as perfect as possible. Yeah.
Okay. So, what are you striving for in terms of perfection?
I want to try and diversify into curries. So obviously we've got things like the lamb shank, we've got like the nani john chicken, the badimar paneer. These are all like curries that you won't get, especially the badimar paneer. You won't get those in other Indian restaurants because you can't take my heritage away from me and my provenance. You can't copy that. But what I want to do is start bringing in like some more either exotic curries like venison. I want to try and cook with venison and get that dish perfect. Once I can get that stage right, then I'll think about expanding.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you the head chef? Like.
So I'm the exec chef, but we have a team behind me. So this way it allows me to be out in front or like manage the restaurant from a business point of view.
Okay.
Because if I feel like if I'm in the kitchen, I'll never be able to get out of it.
What does the executive chef like do? What's it entail?
Design the menu, liaise with suppliers, design the recipes, you know, bring out the recipes and also work it in a way that, for example, you might have like this, you may have the best dish in the world, but if you can't serve it 150 times consistently over a night, then there's no point in it being on the restaurant. So how you systemize that is also very important. So that's what we do as a restaurant, as a team.
So you're a lot of logistics as well, I can imagine.
Yeah. That's not the fun side of it.
So you're like the genius behind, like the scientist, like trying to, you know, put up different things.
I wouldn't say genius, only because I have a really strong team. Like for every, like my team is probably 10, 15, 25 million times better than me. I'm just the person that helps basically coordinate all the strings. Like there's very good individual talent here at Paro. Some we pull from City Spice, some we're going to try and put into our other restaurants to try and expand it and grow as a team. But like I wouldn't be here without them. My team is so important to me. My boys and my team. Yeah.
Okay, nice and humble. I like that answer. But you said the City Spice.
Yeah.
Why is that? How is that different from?
Yeah. So like if you go into many Indian restaurants, you'll see like things like a madras, you know, like korma, like the standard stuff. That's actually to do with British Indian cuisine. So when Bangladeshis, specifically Bangladeshis, but also Indians and Pakistanis, when these brown folk, when they emigrated to the UK, they basically took Indian food but like adapted it as a cuisine to fit English palates. So a lot of the restaurants you see now are like, it's called BIR, British Indian restaurants. City Spice is that. Like I don't shy away from that. It does that extremely well. The curries are so flavorful. But with Paro, I wanted to try and move it into a more authentic West Bengal direction, like a modern Indian take on the authentic food. Okay. So the two different things basically, very similar. Like I appreciate to many who don't know Indian food, they will be like, oh, what's the difference? But when you know Indian food and when you are a fan of it, you can tell that these two are quite very different actually.
Why is it like, what's the British taste? Why was it changed in a slight way?
Well, back in the day, like I'd say like 1960s, 1950s England, a lot of English folk couldn't handle spice. So a lot of the curries would be like, they would palate it down. So you got things like the masala, more creamy, more coconutty. You don't actually get that in Indian food. So for example, you see on this menu, there's no cooked chicken tikka masala.
So the masala is actually...
It's an English dish more than an Indian dish. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so we sell that at City Spice. We do it very well. It's been on Channel 5. So we know we do a good chicken tikka masala, but at Paro, we do things that are more like what you'd get. So like the lamb shank or the paneer, you know, things like that.
That's why it hits you so much stronger. But
yeah.
Obviously a quiet taste.
Yeah.
But for me, I definitely like that, you know, aggressive taste.
Like you're seeing these days, especially as we go from like 2020 onwards, like a lot of Indian restaurants are now basically going back to what diners want, which is now more authentic food. So like Paro, like a lot of restaurants are doing that now. Okay. So it's just literally a change in culinary taste. Like for example, if you opened up Paro back in 1960s England, it wouldn't do well because, you know, like customers then didn't want that. Okay. Yeah. But now customers are wanting more of like recipes and ingredients like Paro.
What's the authentic experience?
Yeah, more like that. Yeah.
But
more
going back to how you advertised it, why would you say you would call it as the best Indian restaurant?
In terms of Paro?
Yeah, Paro.
Because, I mean, I don't call it the best Indian restaurant. It's been something that's been awarded to us by like industry bodies. So we've had awards. We say we're the best Indian restaurant. Like I don't just come out of the blue and say that. That's quite self-presumptuous.
I agree with this, by the way.
Yeah. I wouldn't just come out of the blue and say I'm the best. Like other people say that we are the best for the industry, and I'm very humbled by the fact that we've done that so soon. I appreciate there's so many other. There's a plethora of restaurants that are also perhaps better or do different things. But to be known as the best is quite humbling. So that's why we do say that. We've had these people say we're the best.
I mean, from my experience, you've definitely earned that.
Thank you.
Earned that title. How do you envision Paro going in the future? What's the type of thing that you want to, innovate in terms of dish, or just Paro as a restaurant?
Like obviously, I'd love to expand. That is, depending on how things go, I would love to expand. But the first things first is, I'd say with Paro, I just want to get it. Like for me, I'm not one to rest on my laurels. So even though the food is great and even though the drinks are great and the ambience, I know that people love it, I want to get it perfect. So I want to try and introduce little things that separate me from other Indian restaurants, which I will do. I have them in the plans. Things, just little things that you'll see when you come in again in 3 months' time or in 6 months' time. Once I can get that done, once I can innovate some dishes and, you know, make the menu very consistent and very broad. Not broad in the sense like there's 200 curries, but broad in the sense there's a breadth in the terms of the flavors offered.
Okay.
Then I'll know like, okay, the restaurant's set, the team's set, they know what they're doing. I'll think about expanding more. So in the future, yes, of course, I'd love to expand. But of course, as you know, when you own a business, or as you know, like whenever you do things, like honestly, stuff happens. So whether or not it will happen, whatever the timeline is, we'll just take it as it comes. It's about getting this perfect, which is almost there. But I always want to continue innovate and try and make it as best as I can.
Sounds good.
So I'm always literally like trying to tweak things here and there. Like if you're like 98% there, how do you make it to 100, 110? So just there, I'm almost there, I can feel it. But obviously I appreciate age is on my side and I'm quite young, so I want to learn as much as I can to get it perfect.
I mean, it's a good thing that you started at such a young age, because you basically have like, you know, a lot of people really get into these type of things at a much later age.
Of course.
You know, and they don't really have, like you said, they have time against them.
Yeah.
So it's working against them. Whereas you have a bright future, let's say.
I hope so. Yeah, we'll see.
Ahead. But yeah, that's it. So it was great speaking to you.
Likewise, it's a pleasure.
One thing that I just want you to like say to the audience, like, what's your message out there for anyone that hasn't experienced Paro yet?
Yeah.
But what would you like to say?
Firstly, subscribe to the channel because it's a great channel. And second thing, all, if you do want to try Indian food or West Bengal food that's slightly different, that's, you know, has that flavour that you want, just do come visit us in Covent Garden. And also, if you're ever in the area for like theatre, you know, pre-theatre and stuff, we're literally right in the heart of it. We win awards for a reason. Yeah.
That's it.
All
Thank
right.
you so much.